One man's trash is another's treasure. The origin of that saying is from an 1860s book called Hector Urquhart's Popular Tales of the West Highlands. At the time, the book was being lambasted as frivolous and untrue, which was fair criticism as it was pure fiction written to entertain, not teach. At that time, books were an instrument for learning, not an escape from the mundane. The quote was Hector's way of arguing that some of us have more imagination than others. Okay, so it's day 3. Let me do the widescreen here. It's day 3 of our on again, off again porch project. It's looking like this is going to definitely bleed into next week. I had hoped to get it done in just a few days, but it's going to take a little longer. So this morning, what we're trying to do here is break down the rest of these pallets here. We've got about 10, I think. Let's see. 1, 2. So we got 15 extra pallets. One of them's too small to use, but the other 14 are good. We've been splitting them apart here. The first one took us about 40 minutes to get apart, and then after that, the next 2, this is 2, took me the same, about 40 minutes. So I'm hoping that over the course of the next couple hours here, I'll get even faster and maybe get to be able to do 4 or 5 in an hour, but we'll see. I'll be happy with 3 per hour. So I'll show you a bit of that process. You know, on YouTube, you can look up how to break down a pallet, and there's all these different kind of methods for doing so, but they all kind of involve using the good pallets. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I have one good pallet here. This is it. This is what a good pallet looks like. So what makes it a good pallet? I'll show you here. So on the underside here, you can see that there are these blocks. And these blocks are what kind of hold, this is the framing for this pallet. It's got these 3 central, kind of nice sized lengths here, and then these cross braces here. This makes this pallet super strong. These are, most of the time, these pallets aren't ones that you can take. You can buy these pallets, but these generally aren't the ones that people want to give out because they're so good. The ones that people do want to give out Careful, good boy. There's lots of nails around there, okay? Watch where you're walking. Griever got. This is what a normal pallet, a normal free pallet is gonna kind of look like. It's got these 3 middle braces. Thank you, Griever. A few planks on the back to brace it, and then most of the planks are on the front here as normal. But the key difference here is that those have an easy method to breaking them down. You can use the area around those blocks to hammer out all the pieces, and since they're nicer pieces, they'll generally come out pretty easy because there's usually only 2 nails per board here. But as you can see they've been reinforced with nails over time just to keep them from falling apart, and that makes it so taking them apart is a huge pain. Anyway, I'm gonna set up the camera, start taking these apart. You can see kind of what I'm talking about. I'll talk through it, but I won't be mic'd up, so maybe it'll sound a little wonky, I don't know. But let's get started here, and then these boards will be what we use to fill in the gaps on our porch. All right. Sorry.
How are you feeling on some of these? Is this our first time seeing them underneath?
Yeah. Okay, so we are in phase 2 of Operation Porch. Well, we're still in phase 1. We've taken a break from phase 1 to start on phase 2.
We're doing it in sections.
Yeah, we're doing it in sections. Really, this is kind of a learning experience the whole way through of us trying to figure out how to solve our porch problem without spending $1,000 or thousands of dollars, as it were. We've got a section of our pallets covered now to where they're covered from front to back, and you can walk on them. And what we'd like to do is, rather than leveling board by board, we want to make a section of 6 and then level those 6 and then level the next section of 6 and then the next section of 6. But in order to level 6 at a time, they've got to be connected to each other. So that what we're thinking here is we're going to do some 3-inch screws between the two to fuse these two together, just for fun. I'm going to put some wood glue on it too to help give that seal some extra strength. With our trusted Bessie clamps.
Good old Bessie.
It does come out the other side.
I think our other screws are too short though.
They are, yeah. We're kind of caught. Yeah, so this is the top side of that. And a couple of things that we were worried about were how this seam would meet up. And it seems like it met up pretty well. I still kind of want to take our sander and just kind of brush over a lot of it, you know, just to, same thing we did like on the pole, just to get the worst spots of it. And I think this middle section is somewhere we'll hit.
Right, just so we
eliminate this.
Any tripping hazards.
Yeah, tripping hazards, splinters.
Oh.
I didn't see that last time.
We have to fix that.
Yeah. I wonder if there's still enough. There is still enough room. Let's just do that now. We can talk through what we're doing over here. So, like like we've been doing kind of this whole project, the quality of the pallets that we got are not great. And because of that, and because of the abuse and the life that they've led, a lot of them are trashed. A lot of the boards have been hit by more than a few nails. A lot of them are split. And most of the time, you know, if we were, yes, if this was a true investment, or if we had more time, if we had the luxury of time, then we would go and throw these boards out, get a new pallet, cherry pick the best boards, and continue to do that until we had the best boards on the deck. What we're trying to do is work with the stuff that we have. And that means that if a board's got a crack in it, but it's savable, you mend it rather than tear it out. The first thing we're going to be doing is clamping these things together this way and then reinforcing them with a few screws. That'll get us our section of 2. Then while those are clamped together and drying with some wood glue in between them, we'll attach the braces. The braces will allow us to connect the 2 pieces to the 2 pieces to the 2 pieces that give us the 6 pieces, and then work on the last ones and get our first group of 6 together. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, before we get it, I'm gonna meet you over there. I'm just gonna talk through this thing off first. I mean, really, I just wanted to talk about where we're at and what we're doing here. So, this is a local that lives in Golconda. We're in Golconda proper now. This house is being sold, and they've been nice enough to let us come in and kind of claim some salvage. So we've taken most of the wood that we've been using in the videos came from here, near all of it actually, and then she gave us some metal siding, and we just got through excavating this concrete sink that I'm pretty excited about. But this is a sweet little place. All of it's pretty old. There's a lot of history here, a lot of Golconda history here. It was a great salvage. I'm thankful I was invited to be able to find some cool stuff here. I'll show you some of the things that I got here a little later. Anyway, I guess I gotta go catch up with everybody. All right, I'll see you. Better?
Yeah, you looked fine before. I mean,
Obviously not.
You were a little scared. You look great. You ready to build some pallets?
Let's get to work.
hard of hearing. I don't have my ear horn.
Ready to build the deck.
Yeah. This looks so good. I like it.
It does. It looks great. These are gonna be great for our.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I already have plans for these.
Yeah.
You think of the same thing as me?
The laundry room.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a good bathroom window.
For sure.
And we're gonna put a bathroom in that laundry room.
Yeah. And then the other ones are real good for.
Ugh. Nothing's broke. No broken glass.
Nothing's broke. They all still work, and they're these big, like, lift-top windows. This will be our largest flat surface area outside of the garage. And while the garage trailer itself was free, renting equipment to secure it was $1,200. Our deck will be made from almost entirely free materials. When we were growing up, my dad would bring home the oddest things, often with delusions of grandeur on what he'd do with them. We had an open cockpit flight simulator from the 1950s in our garage for years. Now, with those memories in mind, I try to keep my imagination of what's possible in check. But when you're starting with nothing, you can find a use for everything.